All right, let's talk about something that truly separates the beginners from the seasoned pros in the world of coding. It's not about knowing a fancy algorithm, it's about structure. Today we're going to tackle how to take a project from a state of total chaos and transform it into something clean, clear, and professional. It all boils down to this one fundamental shift in thinking. When you're starting out, your entire world is about getting the code to run. Hey, it works, my job's done. But a professional, they're playing a different game. They're asking, okay, it works today, but what about in 6 months? Can someone else jump into this project and understand what's going on? Can we add a new feature without breaking everything? That mindset is everything.
So where does this whole journey start? Well, it starts by fixing what I like to call the one-room school problem. Come on, we've all done it. You have one giant main.py file where every single piece of logic lives. It's the starting point for so many of us, but believe me, it is a trap that is holding you back.
And man, these problems are a total nightmare, right? They just snowball. When your code is a jumbled mess, it's confusing. That confusion leads you to make mistakes, which means more bugs, and once your code is fragile and buggy, you become terrified to touch anything. And if you can't change your code, forget about scaling. It's a dead end. But today, we're going to break that cycle. So what's the big secret? How do we fix this? You know what? Let's forget about code for just a second. Let's think about a system we all understand, one that's designed to handle complexity really well. What if we built our project like a school?
Seriously, think about it. Imagine a school that was just one giant room. You'd have the kindergartner's art class happening right next to the chemistry lab, with the principal trying to take attendance in the middle of it all. It would be absolute chaos. Instead, a school has dedicated spaces, classrooms, a library, an office. Each room has one job. That idea, that separation of concerns, is the key. Okay, so let's run with that analogy. We're going to become architects and design our own code campus. It's a simple, but I promise you, incredibly powerful structure that will bring that same sense of order and clarity to your projects.
And here it is. This is the blueprint for our campus. It's so clean, right? You've got your main project folder. Inside, main.py is going to act like our principal's office. And then we have our main buildings. 3 folders named models, services, and repositories. Each one has a very specific job to do. All right, grab your map. It's time for a campus tour. We're going to walk through each of these folders, these buildings, and get super clear on what belongs inside and, maybe more importantly, what absolutely does not. First stop, the models folder. This is where we define the nouns of our application. These are the things, the data, the core entities. In our school analogy, this is the student body. A model just defines what a student is. They have a name. They have marks. That's it. It's just a blueprint for the data.
And a quick look at the code makes this crystal clear. See this student class? It's just a container for information. It has a name, it has marks, it doesn't do anything fancy. It just exists to hold data in a structured way. That is a perfect model.
So here's the golden rule for models. They represent data. They define what something is. What they absolutely do not do is contain complex business logic. No calculations, no saving to databases. Keep them dumb, keep them simple. That's their job.
Okay, next building on our tour, the services folder. If models are the nouns, services are the verbs. This is where the action happens. In our school, this is the faculty, the teachers. They take the data, our students, and they actually do stuff with it. They apply rules, they make calculations. This is the brain of your application.
And check out this example, it's perfect. We have a result service. Its job is to take a student object and apply a business rule. In this case, is the student's mark 40 or higher? That logic, that decision-making, lives right here in the service, exactly where it should be.
So let's be super clear. Services are all about business logic. They answer questions, they perform operations. But here's what they absolutely positively do not do. They don't handle saving or loading data. A service has no idea if the information came from a database, a text file, or thin air. It just does its calculations.
Which brings us to our final and very important building, the repositories folder. This is our school's library and archives. It has one job and one job only, to handle storing and retrieving our data. It's the gatekeeper to the database, the file system, or whatever else you're using. Look how clean and focused this code is. The student repository has a save method. You give it a student object, and its entire world revolves around getting that student's information saved. It doesn't care if the student passed or failed, it just saves. It's a specialist. The rules here are really, really strict.
Repositories are the only part of your app that should be talking to a database. They handle all that messy I/O stuff, but they must never, ever, ever contain business rules. If your repository is checking the student's grade, you've gone wrong. That's a services job.
Okay, we've toured all the separate buildings on our campus. We know what each one does. Now for the really cool part. Let's see how the principal's office, main.py, makes them all work together in perfect harmony.
So let's follow the workflow. It's a simple, logical flow of information. First, main.py creates a new student object. That's our model. Second, it hands that student off to the results service to figure out if they passed. And third, once the service is done, it tells the student repository, hey, go save this student. Each part does its one job in a clean sequence.
You see, the main.py file is the controller, the conductor of the orchestra. It doesn't play an instrument itself, it just tells the other sections when to play. It orchestrates the flow between our models, services, and repositories, but all the real, heavy-lifting logic is kept neatly inside those specialized components.
And this is why we do it. This is the huge payoff. When your code is structured this way, everything gets easier. You can test your business logic without needing a database. You can have one developer working on the data layer while another builds the features. Adding something new doesn't mean rewriting a giant, scary file anymore. This is how you build software that can grow and last.
All right, let's bring it all home. I want to give you a simple, clear blueprint that you can take away from this and start using on your very next project. These are the key principles that will guide you.
So here it is, your blueprint. Number 1, separate your code's responsibilities. Think models, services, repositories. Number 2, keep your files small and focused on doing just one thing well. Number 3, create a structure that is so readable another person could understand the project's purpose just by looking at the folders. And finally, number 4, always keep that professional mindset. Build for tomorrow, not just for today. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. It's awesome that your code works today. That's a huge step. But after everything we've talked about, I want you to ask yourself, is it really ready for what comes next? Is your code ready to grow? Because when you build with a professional structure, the answer will always be yes.